Could also be the Carolina Panthers could be a nice little team to not sleep on this year. Made it won the division, made it to the playoffs last year, so they should be kind of marked. But made some moves on defense. Hey, I'm just saying this to hype up the people in the chat, Montana. You know that. I don't think this at all. Cut this part out. You can edit this out. I think Carolina's absolute bums. Before y'all out there in the chat, put it back in now. Cut this in. For everybody back, Carolina could be the sleeper team of the year right here.
Welcome back to the Den. No credentials, just opinions. Shout out everybody tuning in, commenting, subscribing. We see y'all. We appreciate y'all for sure. Today we are here with the Bald Eagle representing in the helmet. It was requested he wear that for sure by medical professionals. And Stami here in the building as well. God, Garrett, your boy got some new Eagles apparel on every time you're here.
Gotta keep everybody on their toes, you know. We'll cycle back through here soon.
You're keeping their what is it? Whatever their distribution, you're keeping them in freaking business right now. That's for sure.
Is that a McNabb jersey behind you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number 5.
McNabb, Cooper DeJean.
You could throw the McNabb one in the trash. That's awful.
Hey, it was given to me, son. That was a gift. That's a relic of the past right there.
They probably held on to him a little too long. Probably held on a little too long.
It's a triple XL, by the way.
No, was it worn by McNabb?
It might have been post career for sure. Post career, but yeah.
Super good. Yeah, he had some good years. I like he. That was kind of trash if I'm being honest. Tony Romo will always freaking dominate.
Don't play those games, Montana.
We're not. There is no game, but Tony Romo versus Donovan McNabb.
McNabb's definitely like the 4th best QB in Eagles history, maybe even 5th.
Tony's probably like number 3 or 4 to the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's up there
for sure.
Jake Delhomme's number 2.
Long history there in Carolina. Long history.
They've had some
31
QBs go
solid
through,
years, you know.
They've had some QBs go through Carolina though. Don't sleep on that.
Vinny Testaverde.
I mean, that Vinny. I mean, that was some solid. Andy, Sam,
Chris Winkie. Don't forget the Florida State guy.
There was this cat named Brian St. Pierre. That went up his first start. His first start was against Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What about that guy? What about that guy?
Derek Anderson, yes. Yes. No, Superman is the
guy. Jimmy Clausen, I thought he was about to be the truth.
Jimmy Clausen.
Not me. If you come from Notre Dame or USC as a quarterback, I got more faith in the Cowboys in December than I do.
Caleb Williams, though. Caleb Williams right now from USC, right?
Oklahoma.
Is he an Oklahoma guy?
He went to Oklahoma then USC.
Okay, so he won't full on corrupted by USC. No, yeah, I feel that.
Not like your USC quarterbacks. Who was it? Who was it that like
just Carson Palmer? Carson Palmer's the only one who was like, ooh.
Mark Sanchez was trash. He was a bum.
Matt Barkley was trash. He was a bum.
Fair.
Matt Leinart was trash. He was a bum.
Yep.
I mean, Sam Darnold's finally good, but he was seeing ghosts, so we could say he was a bum.
He was seeing ghost.
I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, a bunch of bums. From Southern Cal.
Just a bunch of bums.
A lot of good, a lot of hype players that came out of USC, I guess. But yeah, I guess it all kind of, not most of them panned out. That's kind of unfortunate.
Not at QB, at least.
Not at QB. Definitely not at QB.
Just a bunch of bums.
I would say, all right, I guess, like, speaking of bums, what about this weekend? Anybody catch any NBA?
I saw some highlights of it. I didn't watch anything live, but I saw some highlights.
There was a team that got swept for. Oh,
crazy! 2 Philadelphia teams got swept this weekend.
I saw the Canes did work, son.
Oh,
yeah, the Canes did work to the Flyers, but those Knicks just beat the shit out of the Sixers. It wasn't even. I thought game 1 was going to be close.
I didn't even the playoffs.
I thought game 1 was going to be close, and then at halftime they were up by 20. And I remember I was like, oh, I had some money riding on. I was like, oh yeah, they're going to close the gap 15. I know how NBA goes, No, in the first 2 minutes, that lead almost jumped to 40 in 2 minutes, and I was just
crazy.
Yeah. When they're pulling starters with 7 minutes left in the third quarter,
And I thought they might have a team for a bit. I remember that time we went to Philadelphia and me and Montana paid $20 a piece for a Sixers game, and 10 of that dollar went to a guy outside scamming us on tickets. Remember that? So we only paid $10 for the tickets. We paid this guy outside $10 for a fake piece of paper.
I was like legit.
Still got into the game cheaper than we could have anyway.
Bro, come on, Aaron. They're like,
that guy was making a
Drake get
killing
you.
though. That guy was making a killing outside.
As long as you were there.
Uh-huh.
We saw some players, man. We saw Vince.
Saw Vince Carter. We saw Will Smith pre-slap before he slapped somebody.
We saw Will.
Back when he was the
Ben
Fresh
Simmons
Prince
era, Montana?
Ooh, not the Ben Simmons era. I think Nerlens Noel.
The flat top. He was out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Jahlil Okafor, Nerlens Noel type stuff.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
We saw Vince Carter playing.
That's pretty cool.
I don't even remember who they were playing, to be honest.
The Memphis Grizzlies at the time.
I was thinking Memphis because did we see was what's his face playing then?
Vince Carter was on the Grizzlies, I believe.
Was Randolph still playing at that time? Zebo?
If he wasn't in the game. That I remembered.
I was not. I don't think in Zebo.
It was a poor game. Both teams were like 10-win teams, like 60 games into the season. Both teams were pretty awful.
It was pretty brutal. There was a.
But you said the Knicks swept the 76ers this weekend?
Swept them.
Who's that guy for the Knicks? That young cat that's balling.
Jalen Brunson.
That's it, Brunson. I remember the last name.
Man.
That guy was. Yeah, like I said, I don't watch it that live too much, but yeah, I saw that he's balling out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Brunson is looking like a player, man. Like I've always kind of liked Brunson, but I never really thought he was actually like that dude. But yeah, like he is playing lights out. New Steph Curry, just kidding. That's crazy. But
hey, don't get crazy now. Come on.
I wouldn't go that far.
Also at NBA, Wemby getting ejected. Spurs tying it up, or I guess the Wolves tying it up 2-2. Wemby didn't know what happened. He was asking his coach. He was like, "What does that mean? What is flagrant 2?" But yeah, Wemby gets ejected. Spurs lose. How do y'all feel about that?
Trash. Trash call. That man was getting pushed around all game.
Yeah, I think he kind of gets the Shaq treatment. He gets fouled every possession. The unfortunate thing though is, I think he knew exactly what he was doing, and he stood up for himself and he stood up for his team. But you can't get thrown out. This series could be over with. I mean, this series could very well be over with. If Wemby finished that game, they're beating the Wolves. It could already be a sweep. I don't think you can lose your cool like that in the playoffs. Like, who was it? Who punched the fire extinguisher? Amari Stoudemire, right?
Yikes.
Amari Stoudemire punched a fire extinguisher in a playoff game, and then he couldn't play like the last. It was against the Heat, and he couldn't play the last couple games. And that was when the Knicks and the Heat were like battling it out. You got to be able to keep your cool. Cooler heads prevail, but Wemby
I agree with that.
Wemby knew it. If he didn't do it, they were going to look at him as a big soft man, like he's big but soft. I'm happy for Wemby.
But he's not disqualified for the next game, I would assume, right? He's still playing that
No, yeah, they're saying he's still playing Game 5.
He's coming out like a man possessed, and you know that.
Oh yeah.
So Steve, you think it was intentional?
Yeah.
If you look, bro. If you look at it, like Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, elbowed the shit out of James Harden, and like his was more celebratory.
Yeah.
Wemby straight up like John Jones, you know.
He let him know too.
And he caught him.
And you know that's all bone too. That's all bone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, all bone. Right to the jugular.
It looked like a good elbow. I will say it looked like a very, very good elbow. But luckily he will be playing in Game 5. So series tied 2-2 going back to San Antonio. You guys still think the Spurs pull that out?
Yeah. I'm sticking with them.
Pete, you were saying you got the Spurs winning it all.
Yeah, winning it all.
How good the Knicks look. You still saying so? Still think the Spurs win it, guys?
I got to, son. I got to. I'm sticking with my guns.
Sticking with the Spurs.
I like
Steve.
The Spurs.
You same boat. You there with the Spurs?
I know they'll have to play OKC, but I was telling my buddy Kevo. You guys know Kevo. I was telling Kevo that Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama have history, and it is one of my favorite rivalries in basketball right now. Goes back like Team USA 16-year-olds playing the France team, and Chet Holmgren won. And the Team USA won, and he was like the MVP of that tournament. Since then, Victor Wembanyama has gave him the business every single time. So yeah, I think I think OKC is going to give them a handful. But yeah, give me Spurs. I like Spurs to win it all.
Okay, gotcha there. You think you agree? What about on the East?
Knicks.
Knicks.
Yeah, I like Jalen Brunson a lot, man. I like Jalen Brunson a lot. And I like Cat as a he can shoot the ball, he can rebound.
If they can sneak out of the semis like 4-1, I think the Knicks might make some people surprised.
What do you think, they beat Detroit, or do you think they're going to end up playing the Cavs?
No, yeah, it's Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to believe in Donovan Mitchell so bad.
I want to believe in Donovan and freaking gosh doggone James so much. But yeah.
I believe in James Harden. He's let me down too much. Chris Paul should have a ring. Chris Paul should have like 3 rings.
Chris Paul should have at least 2 with
We're not
Kobe,
going there. We're not going there.
Steve, your beard looks almost like a James Harden beard right now. It's looking good over
Don't
there.
you dare. Don't you dare.
But it really is. It's looking solid, though, dude.
That's disrespectful.
Look, James Harden wishes he could grow a mane like this.
Not to get sidetracked. That thing is shaped up, Steve. That thing is nice, son.
Thank you. I have a good barber.
Nice.
That is very,
that thing looking fresh.
On the bongos?
Say what?
Bongos.
Not
a sponsor.
Bongos. Shout out to Bongos. They get cut up good.
But yeah, they keep you looking clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were talking about elbows, and speaking of elbows, there's some decent elbows in the UFC fights this weekend. You guys catch that?
Oh yeah. You know we were watching.
Oh yeah, honestly, there was a really good card, a lot of good fights on the card. King Green still doing what King Green does. That was pretty cool to see. Volkov and Cortez, that was so, I guess. The co-main, those little featherweights, freaking throwing hands.
Yeah, that was a good little fight, wasn't it?
That was solid.
The Japanese don't go down quietly, son.
Yo, he was taking shots.
Tyro, how you say that? Yeah, that man, and he almost came back a little, put him in the ground game for a little bit, put him in the mixer.
He stayed in that fight a lot longer than I thought he was going to, for sure. But of course, the main fight, the thing everybody wanted to see, fight everyone was talking about, the money fight, Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. And now the new champion, Sean Strickland. How do we feel about the fight, boys? Do we think it was a good fight?
Loved it.
Do we think Sean won the fight?
I don't know, but hey, he won it for me. I'll say that, son. I told you last week. I said putting it. What did I say? I said a little 5-round decision on Sean might be a little moneymaker, and I'll tell you what, Montana, it was. So that was a nice.
You said he made some money this week.
I made a little bit of money on the 5-round decision, son. I told you. It was a nice little bet there.
That's a good.
I ain't getting into too much of that, but yeah. I like we said last week. I really thought Khamzat was going to ragdoll him like he's ragdolled most people so far. But if there was a way Sean was going to find out to win, it was going to be taking him into those deep waters in the 5th, and put into a decision. Now, I'm not the best at scoring. I may have to let Steve talk in about the scoring, and y'all two can debate on that. I don't know much about the scoring part of it, but it was close all the way around, I think. But Sean definitely weathered the storm that is Khamzat and the wrestling. And oh yeah, it was good to see.
Yeah,
all right, Steve, what do you think?
I think Sean Strickland being able to stuff the takedown game, that's Hazmat's bread and butter. I mean, Dagestan.
I mean, he got him early.
Keeping him down,
Yeah.
We didn't see like a Khabib Connor situation, which, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I was 1 round, 2 rounds, and still is what I was thinking. I never thought Sean Strickland stood a snowball's chance in hell, and it's not like. I think he won the mental warfare game. I think he told him, "Hey, Garrett." I think he said, "Look, motherfucker, I'm gonna get in your head, and I'm going to make you stand and stand and bang." And look, Sean Strickland's stand-up game.
That jab, son. That jab was there all night, wasn't it, Steve?
It was.
It ain't pretty, but it's effective.
It is
he was
unorthodox as hell, but
he was touching him, son.
But he throws some heavy leather.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy that he won. I'm happy that there is an end. But I thought if you were, if I would have gotten some action on it, I probably would have bet my house on.
Khamzat.
Yeah. Sean Strickland would not have gotten any kind of love from me.
I'm a big fan of to be the champion, you got to beat the champion, and I'm not, and maybe just straight up, he won on points, like I'm not a judge, I don't know, but yeah, like
Yeah.
from the eye test, I would have still like, I don't think he did enough to beat the champion.
True
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's a good point.
That was a good
So you
fight.
gotta
Sadly, we
knock him
won't.
out.
You gotta like do some like significant damage.
Leave no doubt on the table, right? Just in
There
the
you
fight,
go.
there's no doubt on the table left.
Johnny Hendricks fought George St. Pierre and like dominated him for 5 rounds, and like so much that he flexed on GSP in the middle of the ring. And when they announced the judges, and go look at GSP's face and look at Johnny Hendricks. He retired after the fight. Oh yeah, he hit like a truck, you know. Yeah, he hit like a truck for 5 fucking rounds. He hit you like a truck. But guess what? He didn't knock him out, and George walked away the champion. Because like Montana said, like Ric Flair used to say, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo! And they won't. There's no snowball's chance in hell that a man that didn't tap or get knocked out, or just clearly got the shit kicked out of him for 5 rounds, walks out with still not having his belt. I think Strickland deserves it. Yes, he deserves to have that title, but
It looks like sadly we're not going to be able to see a rematch either, right? Didn't Dana say in the presser or the post interview something like that? He said that we won't see Khamzat at middleweight anymore. And they said it was a brutal cut. He said that he really didn't even make weight for it, to be honest. What Sean was saying after the fight. Did you see that? He said Khamzat actually really didn't even make weight.
If he didn't make weight and they allowed him to fight, then there's bigger issues there. He just had to sell, if that's the point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's
and he
awful.
was saying, and Sean was saying this after the fight, after the win too. So this wasn't something leading up. This was something came out after. And but they said that the weight cut was pretty brutal for him. But he's had some trouble making weight in the past too, hasn't he?
He has,
Khamzat.
but at light heavyweight, he's got. Who's he gonna contend against at light heavyweight?
I was thinking they were trying to set him up with a Yuri Prochaska. How you say that? Yuri fight. Maybe come in. Is he light heavyweight?
Yuri would sneak him one time, and that'd be catch him with an uppercut one time. But the thing is, Yuri's dumb. I like Yuri, but he's.
I was gonna say, you think Yuri beats Khamzat?
Yeah. It
would be interesting to see. It would be interesting to see. But
Yeah.
it's going to be. I think that's what I heard. Rumor was is that's who they were going to put up in the fight.
My mates.
Let me take a little.
Oh, I think we might have lost Steve.
We might have lost Steve for a bit.
I'm sure he'll be tapping back in here shortly.
Okay, okay.
Interesting one. Yuri taking over a one-shot uppercut to Khamzat. But no, it was a good fight. I'll say, Pete, I'm glad you made your money. You did call that 5 rounds to Sean. So
I wish I would have put the money I put on Khamzat for Sean and switched those two around, but I still made up positive at the end with the odds and everything.
Fair enough. A win's a win. Take it right, you can get it.
Because like I said, I thought it would be Khamzat, but hey, that 5-round decision, that was too tantalizing just to let that one go unnoticed, you know.
I'll say, they had to let Sean walk away with it. He hyped it up way too well. They had to keep that there for him.
That's right.
Speaking of, I guess, kind of overhyping, let's get over to the NFL. Not a whole lot going on. The draft is over. We're kind of in the dead period of the off season. So of course there's a lot of big headlines and all that kind of stuff. Pete, who do you feel like, what team, what player, what coach, general manager, I don't know, who's kind of getting overhyped right now? Who do you feel is getting overhyped right now?
I was thinking about this earlier, Montana, and yeah, I'm sure there's some rookies out there that's going to be getting overhyped. There's maybe teams in general, but you know who I think has been overhyped since last year as a rookie, Montana?
Oh, as a rookie last year? Okay, who?
He was a rookie last year, second-year player this year. Still overhyped in my opinion, and I like the guy. I don't want to talk trash to him. I actually like him with the personality, all that kind of stuff. I think he brings something good to the game, but still overhyped. Travis Hunter. What's that man doing? He don't scare me as a
DB. He's going to focus on quarterback more this year.
He don't scare me as a cornerback. He don't scare me as a receiver. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool he can do both and he plays both. That's really cool.
Fair.
But like, he's like a C- in both. I feel like right now he's not. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? You know? Like, I don't know what Madden says about him, but he'd be like in the 70s on both positions. You know what I mean? Like,
do think he hasn't done anything crazy, honestly, at cornerback or receiver. First year, doing a lot. So maybe it was just kind of
kids would say he's doing too much, ain't he? He's doing too much.
Exactly. Travis Hunter. So with him focusing at cornerback, you don't think it's going to help him out at all?
I think it would definitely help him if he just focuses on one at a time at the moment. And don't get me wrong, it's so cool to be two-way player and be like prime time, you know.
Yeah.
But these boys too good, Montana. You know what I mean? I mean players are good too back when Prime was playing. Don't get me wrong, they were good too. But these cats playing wide receiver that have been playing 7-on-7 since they were fifth grade, sixth grade. You know what I mean? These are some raw, athletic wide receivers coming into play. And the same thing with the CBs. I think that new 7-on-7 thing, I mean, it ain't new, but it's been around for years now. But all the young cats coming out playing wide receiver and cornerback are so much further along than the wide receivers and cornerbacks of 15, 20 years ago versus other positions, you know? And I just, I don't know. I just think it's just one of those things where he would definitely be better off picking one or the other. But hey, I mean, he's marking himself as a two-way player, and the Jags are embracing that and
Hopefully it makes
supporting
that two-way
that.
money.
Yeah, paid him two-way money, right? So
what do you think? All right, if he could only choose one, or if he would only choose one, what do you think he should choose?
I'll be honest, I think he's trash at both. He might just need to just keep doing both and marking himself the best he can and make that money while he can, my man. I mean, the size of I don't seem like a number one wide receiver.
Okay.
The speed and the athleticism is kind of there, but like it's nothing crazy. I don't know. I guess maybe he can make himself a slot cornerback or something, you know, and try and just be a niche expert on that. I don't know. Like I said, he might prove me wrong this year. You know, he might come out and ball out this year and prove me wrong. But
fair enough. He was so. I mean, like you said, coming into the NFL through college, he was so.
Oh yeah, Heisman too, right? Didn't he get the Heisman that year?
I think he did. I would be surprised if he didn't, to be honest.
I think he got his Heisman that one year. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just
I like that. That's a good one.
Oh.
All right. So Stavia asked Pete, who do you think is overhyped? And he said Travis Hunter. Maybe so. They said they're going to focus on quarterback more this year. How do you feel? Is Travis Hunter overhyped?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he overhyped as a two-way player, or is he overhyped just as a player in general?
I think he's overhyped as a player in general. I think he can play. It's cool that he can play both ways, but he can't do it at a Charles Woodson level. He can't do it he couldn't do it at a Patrick Peterson level. I think he's lazy when he runs routes. I think that he doesn't get low out of routes like pad level. I think one of the things that hurts him the most at cornerback is a guy who is going to shoot off of the line is going to dust him, is going to smoke him. He doesn't have it reminds me a lot of like Josh Norman in the sense of recovery speed.
Okay.
But like he's too small to press T. Higgins. He's too small to press CD Lamb. Too small to press George Pickens.
He was saying
those guys are going to run right through him. So I think he's overrated as a player in general. To have won the Heisman, didn't agree with it. To go second, damn sure don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys are not Travis Hunter fans. Fair enough. Like, that's fine. That's totally fine. I liked him coming out of college. I thought the 2-8 thing was a little bit much, but you guys make it sound like the Jags made a bad decision.
What about that same question you asked me, Montana, to Steve about do you think he has to focus at one position, Steve, wide receiver or cornerback, and if so, which one do you think?
Yeah. If he's gonna do one, I think he should be a corner. I don't think he should play receiver. I think he should be a corner.
See, that's
I think
what
he can have
too.
success.
Yeah.
I think he can have success at corner. I don't think he can have success at receiver. I think again, go watch the way he runs routes. He runs hard, but like I don't know, man. I come from a time of like pure simple route runners, like ins, outs, curls, comebacks, digs. Hines Ward was not super fast, but he ran crisp, clean routes. You know what I'm saying?
He routed you up. That's right.
Yeah, like Wes Welker wasn't fast, ran crisp routes. Julian Edelman not super fast, runs crisp routes.
Who's for Carolina?
Not a burner, but hey, man.
Was it Adam Thielen in Carolina for a couple of years, routing up?
Yeah, he was a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, routed him up that game. I remember that game.
Yeah,
that's fair.
One position. He should be a cornerback.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. All right,
corner or special team return man. Gunner.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's something the Jaguars are getting right since they're going to focus him on corner, and him and Trevor Lawrence relationship won't grow that much this year, I guess. All right, so if Travis Hunter is overhyped, who's a player or a team that is actually quietly dangerous, like that you like? They're going to pop off this year, and no one's really kind of noticing it, thinking about it.
Steve.
Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Picking
I
up some
don't
pieces.
want to believe in them, but if their left tackle and their right tackle stay healthy, I am a huge Joe Alt fan.
Okay.
I love these dudes in the trenches. I'll always say that Panay Sewell will be he's going to go down as the greatest tackle to ever play the game. However, Joe Alt he's right up there with him. I think Joe Alt has all the intangibles, but they have Rashawn Slater. They have a good nucleus of playmakers around Justin Herbert. And, Justin Herbert, I think there's enough disrespect, because he plays in the same division as Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bo Nix.
Ooh.
Bo Nix.
Ooh.
I'm
The
going to
AFC
get the
Championship team
Broncos.
coming back out.
The Bo Nix Denver Broncos. And I don't even like Bo Nix.
I don't
like Bo Nix. Cortland Sutton, Jalen Waddle. The only thing I don't like is he's got J.K. Dobbins in his backfield. Probably one of the better defenses in the league. Damn sure a really good offensive line. Great weapons. If Bo Nix doesn't take that top 10 quarterback spot this year, I don't know, man. Maybe Denver looks the Knicks experiment,
And he's got the QB guru in his ear too, right? Old Sean
In
Payton.
theory, good old Sean Payton.
Nah, that cheater. Fuck him.
Hey, Winter, I like Sean Payton. If he might end up in Dallas one day. There's no telling. Bo Nix is interesting. It's quietly dangerous. I don't personally believe in Bo Nix. Pete, you a Bo Nix fan?
He's fine. I had a couple people that I've been friends with the past couple of years who are big Denver Broncos fans. Shout out to Gilberts if you're out there listening to Gilberts. Big Broncos fans from out there in the Denver area. They were really hyped up on Bo Nix. It seemed like the boots on the ground in Denver was real hyped up on him.
Okay.
Hey, in Mile High, son, that thin air, my boy was slinging it, wasn't he? He was putting some yards up through the air. Needs to have a solid pass catcher alongside Sutton, which they got in Jalen Waddle, right? They did pick up Jalen Waddle in the offseason.
I forgot about that.
They did pick up Jalen Waddle, so that could be huge. They lost, who was that young cat that went to the Browns from the Broncos? Who am I thinking of, Steve?
Jerry Jeudy?
Yep, Judy. He was supposed to be, and he was supposed to be good. And wasn't our boy Steve Smith talking some trash to Judy, saying he won't, he won't nothing, and that kind of probably broke his mental.
Because Jerry Jeudy is trash. Jerry Jeudy is trash.
So I think they need to have another good receiver alongside Sutton. I think Cortland Sutton's a solid wide receiver in the NFL. Above average, I would think. I think he's solid. And then the run game, that little two-headed monster they got with J.K. Dobbins and the young cat R.J. Harvey, and R.J. was starting to pop off. It seemed like towards the end of the year. Solid defense. I mean, one of the top 5 defenses. I got to say, top 3 defenses. Probably Philly, Texans, Broncos, Philly, Broncos, Texans, Philly, Broncos, something like that. If I'd have just named top 3 off the top of my head. But yeah, honestly, I like Bo Nix. He's fine.
Bo Nix is solid. He's definitely solid. You guys, you just brought up the defense, and I think that is definitely kind of what carries him. I think he had a few late game heroics, but to say he is quietly dangerous. So you're saying he's gonna be like a top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback next year?
10.
Top 10.
Do not clip this or me saying he's a top 5 quarterback.
You better watch out for
that. You heard it here first.
You better watch out.
No.
Top 5 quarterback.
On my firstborn, Bo Nix will never be a top 5 quarterback. Okay, on my firstborn, just doesn't have top 5. He doesn't have anything that Mahomes, Lamar. And you know how critical I am about Lamar, but when Lamar is on, Lamar is fucking
He is on. When he's
I mean, Josh Allen. I can name 10 quarterbacks right now. Dak. I mean, if you ask me right, if Dak Prescott was the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, I would say they are the favorite to win it all easily.
Easily. True. You give Dak Prescott that team, but yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have the Denver Broncos team, but we got a good team. I like where we're at. You know, we got. Who knows? Dak Prescott may be quietly dangerous. Underground MVP for next year. Dak Prescott.
I think possible for MVP. Yeah, I think
definitely
if the team's healthy.
definitely in the running. Probably the best chance of any player in the NFC East, no doubt. Steve, you did mention the Chargers and Justin Herbert being a possible sleeper, right?
Yeah.
Is one of the reasons they're a possible sleeper because they got David Njoku and the Panthers did not.
Big steal for them, wasn't it?
Absurd.
Garrett, I got beef with you prior to all this. But I heard what you said about Bryce Young. All right. Maybe we should cut our ties. Well, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
There's a chance. There's a chance. Get him before you got to re-sign him. Get a little value for that man.
Well, let's talk Chargers and Njoku. I wanted David Njoku. I wanted Kenyon Sadiq. If you go watch the film from last year, Carolina depended heavily on Tommy Tremble, J.T. Sanders, Mitchell Evans. And at times we had James Mitchell out there making plays. But Mitchell Evans had like 5 touchdowns last year as a rookie. I like his game a lot. He's more balanced tight end. I think they're kind of depending on that this year before they're like, hey, let's go get a real stud at tight end because, I mean, I said Kenyon Sadiq. That's who I wanted. Yeah. So the fact that we didn't get David Njoku, the fact that we haven't grabbed Cole Kmet from the Bears or,
is he on the block?
We haven't. Yeah, there's some rumors out there about him, but like the fact that we haven't went for a tight end yet, it feels like Dan Morgan trusts the tight end by committee type thing, and that's kind of always been what it's. We've had like Wesley Walls and Greg Olson, but Chris Mangum, Jermaine Wiggs, it's always kind of been a room full of guys more than just a guy.
Fair call there, I'll say. Didn't you guys bring in, was Olsen the last good tight end? You guys had someone else kind of with a good name.
No. It was, okay, so our it's been Wesley Walls and Greg Olson. Like, since then, since Greg Olson, we drafted Ian Thomas. He was supposed to be the next thing, but he never panned out. He was there for like 8 years and never panned out.
Gosh,
we just got rid of his ass. J.T. Sanders is supposed to be more like this vertical threat, but like he can't stay on the field. Tommy Tremble he's dangerous. He gets concussed.
Okay,
he runs so hard. I love his game, but he runs like Cam Scatteroo,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like Tommy Tremble when y'all picked him up, but it's been 4 or 5 years now for him? 4 years, I think.
Yeah. So we're more of a tight end by committee, but don't get me wrong, brother. If I wanted Mark Andrews, I've been wanting a tight end for a minute because I think that's, Jake Ferguson. I'll take Dalton Schultz. I take any tight end that's like a proven tight end.
That's fair.
Steve, there's one move out there, Steve. There's one move waiting to happen for Carolina. They just got to pick up the phone, call Howie, snag up Dallas Goedert. He's just a phone call.
We don't want that. We don't want
He's
Dallas
just a phone call away.
And we don't want Howie to,
Talk to Howie. Howie's got a little something for you in store. Just call Howie.
Yeah. Howie's got something in store for me.
What are you giving up for Dallas Goedert?
What is Steve giving up? What is the Panthers giving up for Dallas Goedert? I mean, I think
6.
Philly would take a third.
You're fucking crazy. Crazy.
Maybe next year's 4th and maybe 2027 or 2028's 5th. A 4th and a 5th.
Who am I getting?
Dallas Goedert, son.
I'm not getting George Kittle. I'm not getting somebody who can block. I'm not getting somebody who gets knocked out in bars, right? That was Dallas Goedert. No, I don't want that glass jaw, injury-prone tight end.
Well, he was going to get censored one way or the other, Montana. He couldn't slander my man Dallas Goedert like that for too long. I knew how to put a stop to that before.
As soon as it feels like too much, don't talk about Dallas.
It is a move out there for him. I talked to my Carolina boys today. I told them, I said, they were actually seeming like they were a little bit hyped up if Goddard came to Carolina. They said all he needs is a good QB to throw him the ball, and he's a legit top 5 tight end, they were saying.
Oh,
just
God, I don't know about that.
Just needs a good QB to throw him the ball is all he needs.
Top 5 tight end? I mean, with Brock Bowers out there, Laporta, just off the top of my head, there's
top 5 tight end on Carolina's roster, Montana.
Oh.
Yeah.
On their roster, I give them that. Definitely
not in the entire league.
That's
But
might be
yeah,
a stretch even.
if you want to Montana, I'll say who I think my surprise team is real quick while we do research on Steve.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about a sleeper team, Montana. I'll take that as a team that no one is expecting. I think it's hard to say Bo Nix is the sleeper team, or even Justin Herbert. I think both of them are dogs. You know what I mean? I think people, when they see Justin Herbert and the Chargers on the calendar, or Bo Nix and the Broncos, they got that one circled as like a, hey, we need to do a little extra work this week. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair.
Especially the Broncos when they're AFC Championship contenders. You know what I'm saying?
Truly.
My hot take here on this, Montana, and this is a very hot take, and I'm probably like an idiot here, and halfway through the season. Watch out for the no-name people on offense down in Miami, son. Malik Willis, a bunch of no. All they got is Devon Achane. They
Yeah.
don't. Who's the wide receiver? They got rid of everybody, son. Went with Malik Willis. I mean, they might be trying to tank for like Arch Manning or someone, in this next QB class.
Exactly.
But I've always thought, especially in the NFL, like, yeah, you may not have that big name guy, or anything like that, but you got some of these young cats that are ready to eat Montana, make a name.
Who's trying to make a name for
Trying
themselves.
to make a name, dude. And Malik Willis is playing good with now he might have just been a system QB in Green Bay, and just flourished really well whenever he had to come in and play with Jordan Love being out.
Fair,
But if he could play good like he was doing in Green Bay for Miami, build up some of those players around him, that's a sleeper team right there on the offensive side. Now that being said, they're probably going to be trash. You know what I mean? They're probably going to be trash. So
fighting for third place in their division.
I'm a little bit, I'm scared.
Interesting idea with Malik Willis. JD Files, like,
we know him, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know if you can say he's slept on. Like, I feel like everybody expects him to be good and to be that guy.
Comeback player of the year, probably.
Probably. Like, terrible injury. Yeah, he's probably gonna actually come back and have a good season. I don't see him being trash. So I don't think he's slept on. I think he's ain't overhyped, ain't slept on. He's just where he needs to be.
Could also be the Carolina Panthers. Could be a nice little team to be, not sleep on this year. Won the division, made it to the playoffs last year, so they should be kind of marked. But made some moves on defense. Hey, I'm just saying this to hype up the people in the chat, Montana. You know that. I don't think this at all. Cut this part out. You can edit this out. I think Carolina's absolute bums. But before y'all out there in the chat, put it back in now. Cut this in. For everybody back in the chat, Carolina could be the sleeper team of the year right here.
I mean, Carolina may be a sleeper. Here's my thing. So I was thinking about this actually earlier too. All right, Carolina, I actually thought they've been doing a lot of good decisions and like had a good off season. They were the division champs last year, made the playoffs, and then I was like, they were the division champs with a losing record.
Oh yeah, you didn't say what division they're in. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So like,
this ain't this ain't the NFC East. This ain't the NFC North. The AFC North. It ain't a top tier division by no means.
It is like if you were crawling, you probably gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Freaking. So I don't know. Like I feel like I've actually may have been overhyping the Panthers. I'm a little nervous because like I was actually very excited for the things they've done, but then I was sit back and actually thought like, man, they had a losing record still last year. They were barely better.
And think about how they won that division too, Montana. They won that division by losing like the last 2 games of the season, and either one of those games they win, they secured the division. But the last 2 games, they're like, oh, I can't remember how to clinch the division. We ain't clinched the division in 10 years,
They definitely did not clinch it. That's for sure. It was kind of like fell into their lap.
Had to let the Falcons win it for them, the Bucks to lose it.
Yeah. So.
Hey, talking about winning divisions, Montana. Think about this. The last time the Browns won a division, I was looking this up earlier today. I saw it on social media on Instagram. 1989, last time the Browns won their division. 1989. It would be almost 40 years, Montana, since that team has won the division. Like, I get it. It's been a tough stretch for one team to like miss it for 5 years. 10 years. 40 years, Montana, since they've won a division almost.
I don't see it happening in the next.
Oh,
3,
no, I don't see it.
They're probably going to hit 40 years.
I don't see it in the next 40 years. Yeah, I don't see it. Like, they might go the whole century, Montana. I don't know.
That's historic in itself, though. That's pretty historic. So there's
He's back.
Eddie's back. Eddie's back.
I couldn't quiet him. I heard you starting to slander Dallas Goedert too much over there, Steve. I had to cut the cable real quick on you.
He's got connections. So as soon as you started to you deny the trade, it's like, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Must have been that bad mouthing about Howie Roseman I was doing,
That's the key. That's the trigger. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
I said my sleeper team this year is Carolina, Steve.
Sleeper team is Carolina.
So he said sleeper, and I actually was thinking, nothing personal, honestly, but I was actually thinking I've been a fan of Carolina, Steve, but I feel like they actually might have overhyped them. Because it just hit me like yesterday, the Panthers won the division, but they still did have a losing record. So like all these good things they've done, are they gonna be good to have another losing season? You know what I mean?
Well, I think if you make the playoffs, you didn't have a losing season.
It's
All
happened
right, that's
before.
fair.
Yeah, well, yeah. But again, division champions, right?
But
Don't. I don't care about the record. I don't care about the record.
But what
Okay.
comes before division, though?
When we won the NFC South 3 times and was the first team to repeat in the NFC South, they don't talk about, oh, we were 7, 8, and 1. No, they were talking about we're the 3-time division South champions.
Okay, I
That's
mean,
right.
Look, we
That's
hosted
right.
a playoff game. We took the MVP. We had them beat. We had the
Y'all
Rams.
honestly did. Played them tough,
Okay.
honestly. That was a good game.
So the expectation, every fan, if you talk to any Panthers fan, it was never let's get to the playoffs. It was, can we make a jump? Can Bryce Young, can we win 7 games? Like 7
Yeah.
games was the ceiling. Like that was the absolute highest we were thinking we were going to
And
get.
they hit
was
it.
7 games.
and they went past it.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't go past it.
We did go past it.
They did. They got 8 games.
Oh my! Oh, that's on me then. That's on me. They broke through the ceiling.
And to
Above and beyond.
to touch on that, wins against the top teams in the NFC, the Packers and the Rams.
Honestly, those are huge wins. So, I won't take that away at all. Steve. Those are
And
huge
don't even
wins.
get me started about the ass kicking that we gave Dallas.
It was
all
not that bad.
It was an ass kicking.
I forgot
It was an
about that,
ass
Steve, but they did put up something on them.
It'll be
JC Horn.
it'll be just as much of an ass kicking when they play Philly this year.
How was
Let me tell you
JC's
something.
horn day?
Say what?
How was JC's horn day that day? He did not have a good. I'm just saying.
What was the final score? Who walked off the field a winner? Not the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, what's my favorite moment? Oh no, that was 2 years ago. Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't live that far in the past.
I was trying to say at least within 30 years. That's about my range.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right. The Panthers maybe overhyped, maybe hidden gem. There's no telling. Definitely no telling. But there's definitely got to be a team that's a little fragile out there. Do you guys see what's the one team that's like, all right, one bad game, maybe 2-3 bad games in a row, and everything's falling apart. The season's over.
ooh. May I?
Please, Steve, start us off.
The post June 1st New England Patriots.
Okay. For multiple reasons, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. The Diana Rusi and Mike Vrabel, that is going to. Somebody had said the worst thing that Vrabel is doing right now is that he talks the Patriot way. Accountability. Where's your accountability at right now?
That's
like more and more is coming out. I don't know about you guys. I'm married. I got kids. I take another woman out on a yacht. Just me. Yeah, she has kids named after me.
Right?
Weird.
A new one?
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah, that Diana Rusi, that Rusi got him at the nuts, son. I'll say that.
That Rusi got him acting nuts. But I think that's your iceberg.
Okay.
And
you don't know.
Brown.
Yep.
AJ Brown is a diva.
Oh, and they're going to get him back. You know that.
And they're gonna get him. He's gonna have some games where he's solid. What are you gonna do when you say, "Oh, playing Buffalo for the division is it's not a rivalry. To me, it don't mean nothing. It's just another game." Because saying that about Dallas when you were in Philly, that's not a rivalry. It's just another game to me.
No,
dude, Carolina doesn't even have a big rival. Like we're not nationally known for having a rival. But if fucking Bryce Young would say that about the Saints, dude. So yeah, I think the New England Patriots are one bad, maybe 2 bad games away from that season completely.
I'm with you.
I agree with you on that, Steve, for sure. I think New England because especially being in the Super Bowl, but then just getting kind of stomped in the Super Bowl too. Kind of
Yeah.
realized, what was what Drake
Yes.
made to not look good in that Super Bowl. He was not Drake. Drake made May that people thought it was during the season in that Super Bowl. They could fall very far this next season. I agree with you on that, Steve.
Sorry, I'm there. I like the choice, to be honest. I think that is going to be a whole fantastic can of tomatoes that gets opened up here shortly. A team I was kind of thinking about, and like I could be wrong, but like the Texans, not the NFC, I know, but the Texans. Like
Yeah.
CJ
Oh, we were.
Stroud's been looking a little funny. We mainly talk about NFC a lot, but like Patriots AFC, but yeah, the Texans, man, like I think they are a too bad not Bryce, I'm sorry, CJ Stroud games away from that organization not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
I love D'Amico Ryans, and then obviously the defense once again is very solid. But yeah, is CJ Stroud the guy? Nico Collins seems like he's a good receiver, but is he going to stay healthy? Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions over there before that fan base actually starts to crumble a little bit.
Yeah, that defense is stout
yeah.
though. That defense is stout. That's going to carry them to at least 5-6 wins on defense alone.
Hopefully,
Hopefully, probably more than that, but just on that alone. But yeah, CJ Stroud is going to have to step it up this year.
Who do they get? They got Woody Marks, and who else they got at running back? They got somebody. Didn't they trade for somebody?
the Texans.
Yeah, they ain't got Joe Mixon no more, but they got somebody. I can't remember who it was.
I
They
was
got
thinking it was
Chubb
just
last
Woody.
year, but
I've got to know. I've got to know.
Yeah, I'll say, let us know who that is.
I swear, I thought David Montgomery.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they got David Montgomery.
I think he was good with in combo with and maybe he'll be a
Yeah.
combo with Marks, but I don't think he's like, oh snap, David Montgomery's with the Texans. That offense is crazy now.
No.
So
Well, just because his name came up, not to go on a tangent too much, but what was the freak injury Joe Mixon had? Boots on the ground that I'm hearing rumor is that he shot himself in the foot and tried to do surgery on it under the table, and it did not go well. That's what I'm hearing on the streets. Is that was a little freak accident?
I haven't heard anything
I
like that.
I need to get
But
more boots on the ground.
Yeah,
Something's a little
I know,
fishy. The Reddit rumors is what we call it sometimes out here. They're saying that he was at an altercation, which he's been at an altercation before, and the gun has popped off. You know what I mean? He's had some incidents with firearms in the
I
past.
mean, he is a fantastic running back, but he did have even coming out of college, I believe, he had a little
That's why he was a late round pick, sixth pick.
Yep.
I think, sixth round pick.
But yeah, that's what the rumor on the internet is that he shot himself in the foot.
Anybody right now? Is mixed with anybody right now?
I think he's just let go. I think he's just a free agent hanging out.
Yeah, he's just a free agent.
Man, the man might be done. We might see lots of Joe Mixon. That's crazy, man. Time is up might be up for good old Joe Mixon. Speaking of time, gentlemen, let's do something fun before we get out of here. I'm gonna give you guys a category, and you're gonna have a quick second to draft your selection for that category. All right. I'll start us off with the first one. Training camp headline waiting to happen. We know someone's gonna say it. Guys, I'm in the best shape of my life. Who do you think is going to come out with the best shape of their life? I'm taking the easy pick. My man down in Miami, or no longer in Miami, Tyreek Hill. I was like, coming off of a bad injury, he's going to have to be, oh yeah, recovery's becoming fantastic. This is the best I've felt in forever. Steve, I'm going to let you start us off. Who's having the best shape of their life this offseason?
Man, shoot.
Tough, I know.
Deebo Samuel.
Oh, that's
he's still floating around.
I think Deebo Samuel's going to shed some of that weight, and I think he might be back with the 49ers. That's what I think.
Okay. Samuel. All right, Pete, what player is going to be in the best shape of their life this offseason?
I don't know. It could always be many players in that category, of course. This is going to be a very much of a stretch because I'm just going to top of my head. But keeping in line with free agent wide receivers that are trying to make a comeback to the game. What about Odell Beckham Jr.? Is he supposed to try to go back to New York? Is he trying to go back to New York? Is he saying, best shape of my life, son? Get me into Big Blue. Get me into Big Blue again. I think he is. I think he's trying to go back one more time.
Hey, Jackson Dart, Harbaugh can get him right. OBJ, he probably is in the best shape of his life. You know that man's a workaholic. Him and Jarvis probably out there still running around. So I like that. I definitely like that. All right. Next quick little category here. Player most likely to get overhyped. We kind of talked about an overhyped player in Travis Hunter, but give me a rookie wide receiver that's probably going to get overhyped.
Cornell Tate.
Isn't it Cornell Tate? Isn't that what everyone's thinking?
Cornell Tate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not in the best receiver on his team is what they said, right?
Not even the best. Not even the second best. Calvin Ridley is is still a better receiver.
All right.
That's
Does
easy.
I think maybe a push, say not even the second best receiver on his team, but maybe no telling. How bad would it look if he was like not even a starting receiver? He wasn't 1 or 2.
I would say if Shamir Dykes over him on the depth chart?
Shamir Dykes a little. I would almost take Dyke over fucking.
Hey, don't you sleep on that Dyke, son.
Yeah, Dykes the truth.
Dykes will mess you up, son. They'll get you make you questioning things of what Dyke will do if he's on that roster.
I believe Dyke led all purpose.
If I know anything in history with Dyke, yeah, Dyke make you confused, don't know what's happening anymore, but for some reason make you feel good about it. You know what I mean? Crazy player he is.
He's a crazy good player.
Dyke might pop up this year, or that's what we're thinking.
Dyke popped off last year. I don't think Dyke pops off this year.
Fair enough. All right, so don't have to watch out for Dyke this year.
No Dyke this year.
No Dyke this year. 2026, no Dyke. No Dyke. Fair enough. Backup QB, I think it's not talked enough about position, but every year some quarterback goes down. We know many quarterbacks go down. Jalen Hurts, injury
Don't you even say that. Stop that.
I'm just wondering.
Stop that, Montana.
I'm just wondering.
Don't you do that.
I was also going to say Bryce Young has been known to get hurt and go down. Dak Prescott has gone down. It's so sensitive over there in Philly.
Don't you do that.
Steve, backup QB. You guys brought in Haynes King. How do you feel about that situation?
They got a Super Bowl winning QB at backup.
I mean,
does he win the backup QB spot?
Hell no.
No?
I don't even know if he ends up making the 53. Like, I'm going to call it Will Greer is in a better spot to make the quarterback 3 than Haynes King. However, I think they were trying to treat maybe Haynes King like a Taysom Hill.
Okay.
I'd be okay with that. Like maybe he can be like a Swiss Army knife. Okay. I didn't get to watch too much of him at Georgia Tech, but honestly, I know that he's
one of the girls I probably watched the most. I actually like that guy a lot. Yeah. He's just a dog. He's just he's just a football player.
You're gonna have to coach me up on him. I don't know too much about him, but I'm
not a great QB, but
athlete.
He's an athlete.
I'm not big on Kenny Pickett neither. If there was a guy like a backup quarterback,
that's a Super Bowl winner right there, Steve.
I don't know who starts in Cleveland this year, but if it's Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders. If it's Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson. I think
most overhyped.
For backup quarterback being most overhyped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shedeur Sanders for sure.
Yeah,
Shedeur Sanders
for that.
Sure. I like Shedeur. It's just I think he got put in the worst situation he could possibly
really bad
spot.
I do.
Yeah, probably so. Honestly,
I want him to be good.
Or Diego Pavia.
Ooh. Does he make the 53?
I don't like him at all. I don't like him.
I'm not a fan.
Johnny Manziel, when he was arrogant, it was cool. Because, he was small. That was cool when he won. I don't like Diego Pavia.
Pavia. He doesn't got moxie. I don't like him. He tries too hard.
Yeah, he tries too hard. That's the thing. Just try. It ain't that effortless.
Yeah.
I'll give you a surprise one here, Montana, that you may not expect me to say.
Okay.
But overhyped backup QB. I hate to say it because it's my own team, but Tanner McKee possibly.
See, I wasn't gonna bring him up. But you brought him up.
I was very hyped up on Tanner McKee for the past couple of years, really, really hyping up. Great preseason games. Not last year, but the year before, came in some meaningless games and some time, played really, really well. I was really hyped up on him. But when he came in last year, I believe, for a game at the end of the season that didn't matter, got him a start. I think it was the last game of the season. Did not pan out the way I was hoping to. Man did not look as good as I was hoping to see for, last week of the season. And you saw what they tried to do. They tried to trade him this offseason, and how he's asking for a second, supposedly. That might have been a little overhyped, you know what I mean?
Probably a little bit too much.
Now they're in an interesting spot where it's the final year of his rookie contract. They either got to re-sign him for, he'll probably go for at least 8, 9, 10 million, maybe even more than that for just an average QB, new second year contract for a QB. I don't think they're going to sign him back for that. They're just going to keep going. They drafted the North Dakota State guy Cole Payton, to maybe take in
They
that
never
spot.
learn.
So it seems like they weren't able to trade Tanner McKee, so he might be out of Philly as a free agent next year. Might be signing with the team.
So
But
all right, so you said it, but yeah, whenever I heard they were trying to get a second for Tanner McKee, I was like, that's overhyping a little bit. I think he's a good athlete, a decent quarterback, but yeah, a second round pick.
He beat cancer too. Beat cancer survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Throw that out there for you.
See
Put it
now,
out
like,
there.
all right, great job, Tanner. You're a fantastic guy.
He did it, son.
You did it.
He did do it. He
I have
did it.
nothing else for Tanner.
He did it, son.
Moving on. Pete, I'm
Yeah, it
gonna
might have
put
been a
you
little
on the
overhyped.
clock. Coach most on the hot seat this year. Pete, go.
Coach most on the hot seat this year probably got to be maybe the new guy in Buffalo. You take the Buffalo Bills and you go flopping, with that talent. That ain't gonna be good. Even though if it's first year, not gonna be good. I mean, Nick's always going to be a little bit in the hot seat, you know what I mean? Nick Sirianni's always there, but I think he's actually safe, you know what I mean, for another year. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll say Joe Brady then in Buffalo if that's who it is.
That's solid. I mean,
I mean, do we say the obvious one though? Mike Vrabel? I mean, is that the obvious one?
truthfully, like, golly, does he make it through the season?
Yeah. Does he make it to the season?
Does he make it?
Does he make it to the season? Yeah, that's probably the most obvious one. But yeah, I'll say him, Buffalo Bills, one of those two.
I like that. Joe Brady, that's a very solid pick for sure. They already have so much success the last several seasons, so if you don't match that success and you even go back a little bit, yeah, like what is going to be considered a successful season for Joe Brady's first year? Steve, how do you feel about that pick, Joe Brady?
I think he got 1 year. I think maybe hot seat next year.
Okay.
You got Josh Allen. You got a little bit better on defense. Got a little bit, your wide receiver room's not that great, but they said that he was the next guru, like the next Sean McVay when he was the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers.
Gotcha.
But I think 1 year, give him 1 year, but there's no room for error. Like he has to compete hard in the AFC East against the Patriots, unless the Patriots just completely fall off. Zach Taylor from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes.
Because if you have a quarterback like Joe Burrow,
Joey B.
Feisty,
and you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins,
and a decent running game.
You don't give them no offensive line. My God, if we miss out on Joe Burrow like we did Andrew Luck,
man, don't
tragedy.
Don't
tragedy.
I saw something. I'm just gonna dip my toe in some of this ink real quick. I saw something that Eric Ebron said about Andrew Luck and why he retired, and I totally see the Cincinnati Bengals doing the same exact thing because the Colts are. The general manager for the Colts is a shiesty guy.
Okay.
And it was basically, you're going to have, like, Andrew Luck wanted to have this surgery. And they said, well, if you have this surgery, we're going to shut you down for the season or something along those lines. And he was like, all right, bet. And he retired and didn't tell nobody. He got out like at halftime. And I believe in Andrew Luck. Like,
yeah,
Andrew Luck could tell me that water wasn't wet, and it might not be, but I'd believe Andrew Luck. He reminds me of Tim Tebow, but can actually play quarterback.
And
I'm not taking a shot at Tim Tebow, but
fair call. I'll say
that fucking wind up, boy.
Knew the game, like, and could make every throw. Like, golly, yeah. Robbed. We were robbed of a fantastic career for sure.
But Zach Taylor and the Bengals, I think he'll be fired at the end of this year.
Yeah, things don't improve, but for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think, Montana? Who's your coach on the hot seat?
Honestly, I was just thinking Vrabel. That was like the easy kind of one for sure. Do we think Nick Sirianni? Do we think my God there in Green Bay? Is that LaFleur?
Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, good old LaFleur, Matt LaFleur. But I don't know. I think there's a couple coaches who they don't show some improvement could be getting out of there. Might see a whole new wave of coaches next season. It happens every year. But there's definitely no telling. All right, I got two more quick ones for you guys. Fan base most likely to crash out first. What fan base is dipping? They're crashing out. They're going directly to the gutter first. Who's it gonna be? Steve, start us off with it.
Dallas. That layup.
Dude, we are the most I thought we were gonna make the playoffs up until week 18 last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, until we were mathematically out, I always thought we had a chance.
No, that's the funny answer, I guess. No, the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
You will never convince. Look. 18 years and you fire me. You don't let me resign. The team that we hate the most in Pittsburgh let their coach leave on his own free will. Technically, they moved on from him, but they didn't fire. They did the same shit to this Super Bowl winning quarterback named Joe Flacco. But I digress.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Jesse Minter is going to have. I think the defense is going to be bottom 25 in the league. I think they'll be 25 and below. I think the offense will sputter. I think Derrick Henry's.
He's got to hit a wall at some point.
He does, but he runs through them motherfuckers. I don't know. See, I want to say that Lamar has a good season, but I just don't believe in the receivers around Lamar. I like Zay Flowers, but when are you gonna get that man? Like, why haven't you been? I mean, Stephon Diggs is still a really good route running, gets you 8 to 10 yards a catch. You know, you could add a guy like that, but why not? Why not make a move for Justin Jefferson? Like, why not try to
AJB?
Somebody, maybe AJ Brown, maybe JS, just anybody with a big name. Somebody to give Lamar's big name as a 5'10" receiver from Boston College. Like, and he's not gonna win a 1-on-1 against any of the top 10 corners in the league. He's gonna win on the inside slot. So Baltimore, I think, is going to have
being good these days.
Their fans are going to crash out by week 5 or 6 because it's going to be if the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals are sitting atop the AFC North and the Ravens are at the bottom. They might be firing Jesse Minter at the end of this year and saying, "Hey, Mike Tomlin."
That's what I would love to see. I would love to see
Sean McDermott's floating around too. He's not coaching this season, but he's still out there.
Sean McDermott. I mean, there's
yeah. I agree with you, Steve. That was a good choice right there, the Ravens. I didn't think it's someone that's a good little franchise that will definitely crash out.
I love that choice. Yeah, not thinking about the whole letting like firing Harbaugh and like how much the fan base actually stood behind him. Yeah, I mean, if it does not take off immediately, the organization will not be happy. Pete, you got a different fan base?
Well, yeah, I mean, I did, but nothing as good as the Ravens. I still agree with Steve. That's probably the franchise that I didn't think about, but they definitely got to step up quick and early in the season too. You know, I don't think you go behind in Baltimore and the people can get up crashing out, as you would say, or the kids say, you know, getting a little uneasy quick. It's kind of cliche, but of course, Philly, if we're 5 games to the season and Philly's 2-3 or 1-4, oh my God, that would be horrible. Oh my God. But I mean, that ain't going to happen though. We know that, right? But if it's 5 games to the season and they're 2-3 or 1-4, they're below 500, you know, early in the season, would be horrible. We've already talked about it a little bit, but of course, I think Cincinnati is the same exact way. If Cincinnati goes behind the gun a little bit, or wherever the expression is, they fall behind. I feel like this is probably the most hope they've had in a while for like let's say a Super Bowl window since that AFC Championship game loss. I mean, they know that their time for now is now to try and get to the Super Bowl, obviously, to try and win. I'm talking about a franchise that ain't never had any good playoff success in recent memory until Joey Burrow came up with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, all the guys who already said before. But that window's closing, man. You know that. They're in the prime of their careers, but, you know, people were getting paid. A lot of money's on offense. Defense is starting to flutter out. You know, losing Trey Hendrickson, can't keep him on the roster. Yeah, I feel like if they go horrible start to another season like they did last year, you can't keep playing from behind trying to make the squeeze into the playoffs. And you know what I mean? It's just not a good look. So I'll say
Yeah.
Cincinnati, so I ain't got to say Philly, of course. But yeah, Baltimore's a good franchise for that too.
Fair, that's solid. I honestly would love to say Philly. I think they are the most likely to crash out because it's Philly fans. They're toxic. We know this. They have a rough start. The Jalen to Lemon to Smith connection not working. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal. A team I think might actually like. See, the only thing is, I think the likelihood of this team not doing well is low, but it could obviously happen just based on kind of recent years and the moves I would say they have not made. The Kansas City Chiefs,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like
I hope
if
they implode.
if
I'll say it.
like
I
if
don't care.
I mean they first time in 10 years or something crazy they don't make the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
Kelsey's getting up there. That division is not getting any easier.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I mean, like if they start the season off pretty rough and the rest of that division kind of starts off pretty hot, yeah, I mean they can kind of see the dynasty fading away. I could see
Yep.
that franchise, that fan base definitely
The
crashing
downfall of
out
the
just a
kingdom.
little bit. Exactly. Has it begun?
Yep.
Is Bo Nix the new guy in that division? Dun.
Hey, they still have Justin Herbert right in that division.
That's
It'll be
my guy.
Fernando. It'll be Fernando Mendoza's
Oh, the
division.
Mendoza effect. We forgot about the Mendoza effect.
I mean, his window may be opening while Patty Mahomes is closing. Could
Mm-hmm.
be, definitely could be. Pat's got to be on the end of that 10-year contract at this point. It's getting pretty darn close.
He's been in
All
the
right,
league 10 years.
one
Yes, I know that.
more.
Uh-huh. What you got?
Last one, guys. Coming to the podium with the first round pick in the 2026, or my apologies, 2027 NFL draft. Which team is fighting for last place next year? Pete, start us out with this one.
I think the obvious one has got to be Miami Dolphins, right? They're obviously not trying to win. Is that right? I mean, I know I said it earlier, talking about the hyping up the young players with no names, trying to make a name for themselves. But at the same
Okay.
time, it feels like the organization is trying to like, hey, let's increase our odds of getting somebody to play QB for us next year and just have Malik be a stopgap player for a year or two.
All
Which I
right.
don't know. They did. I think it was a multi-year contract he got, so I mean, it's not like
I
a
think
one
it's
and
in a
done, right?
multi-year,
But
but Arch Manning is coming out apparently next year.
yeah. So I think Miami's definitely on that list. Yeah, I'll say Miami. I feel like all the other trash teams like the Raiders and the Titans, they just got a young QB that's still within 1 or 2 years, so they're not going to probably move on from them quite yet, right? Um,
Hey,
Okay.
and Jackson Dart too with the Giants. I don't think any of those guys are getting replaced yet, even though this next QB class is pretty strong. I feel like Miami's had a prime candidate to have a pretty bad year again. Maybe the Jets again. I mean, come on, that's an easy one.
That's
So yeah,
always a good pick just in case. Can always fall down to the Jets to be the worst team in the league. Steve, how you feel about Miami? You think they're going to be the last place team in the league next year?
their roster is abysmal. Top to bottom, it's abysmal. I didn't like the pick in the draft this year, Caden Proctor.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I didn't like it at 12. I think you could have got. I mean, they Dolphins are just. It's a good place to go. You know, no state income tax. You know, beautiful beaches. It's a beautiful place to be, but
Oh yeah.
it's not a place that you're gonna win anything on. You know,
Fair call
so
then.
if Miami, but I disagree though with Garrett on the sense of like Tennessee and Vegas. Maybe they'll always be Oakland to me. Uh, with this draft class, Julian saying,
hmm
Arch Manning, Ole Miss, who's just a stud, man.
uh-huh.
Lenore Sellers is probably going to have a pretty good year this year. I mean, this is probably going to be the best quarterback class ever. As far as like your potential, I guess you could
hmm
say.
hmm
So I'll be real with you.
Didn't Rivers and Manning and who we
That was 04,
Well,
03, something like
that's probably
that.
the best one that's happened
Roethlisberger?
so far. Yeah, but we theirs careers are over with. Though. I'm with Steve though. These careers ain't started. Like coming out of high school or coming out of college, like these guys are pretty hyped up.
Yeah, I think, man, if if the Washington Commanders, why wouldn't you try to if you got the first pick, if you're looking at 2 and 15,
Mm.
Arch Manning, why aren't you looking at Julian Sand? Why aren't you looking at Lenore Sellers? Like Cam Ward replaced Will Levis, and it wasn't like Will Levis was an awful quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cam Ward's much better than Will Levis. There's a small gap, but there's not much of a gap when you watch Tennessee play. I think there's a good chance that Pittsburgh
Oh
could
yeah.
have a bad season where Aaron Rodgers, if he plays, they don't win but 3 or 4 games,
Yep.
and they're able to get their guy.
Pittsburgh would be a great
there are
landing
enough
spot.
teams out there that are going to say, hey, like, there are enough good prospects in this top 10 that Jets, that's an easy one, but I think the Jets are going to be pretty decent.
They're going to be
Texans
decent.
have a bad year.
Ooh, the Texans, yeah.
How do they not say, okay, let's take C.J. Stroud, let's take a first-round pick this year and a first-round pick next year, send them to whomever has that first pick, whether that's Cleveland, Dolphins, whatever. The Dolphins would be dumb enough to take this trade.
Yeah.
But then with that first pick, the Texans draft to pair with Nico Collins, Arch Manning.
I mean, that's a fun
With that
conversation to think
defense,
about.
you were giving Arch Manning an elite defense, an elite receiver. Who's the other receiver? I know they got other dudes.
If Tank Dell's not hurt, he'll be there, right?
Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Tank Dell. And then I know they drafted the Jalen, oh my God. One of them from Iowa State. He's a stud, man. Like they've got some Jalen Noel, I think is his name. But they got some studs, man, in Houston. But like I think you have to, if the Carolina Panthers are there, Bryce doesn't have a good year. Like I don't think that happens. I think Bryce makes the jump.
Yeah.
But like, dude, if you're looking at the top 10, there's 10 quarterbacks that'll probably be in the top 10 taken.
It's definitely gonna be a quarterback heavy draft next year. At least that's what it looks like right now. So clearly there's no real telling until out of the college football season, and hopefully all those guys look as good as we think they're going to look. But it could be interesting. It could be to see what teams are kind of fighting for some turnover in the quarterback room next year. I'm actually pulling for good old Bryce, so hopefully it's not Carolina, but some good picks. Definitely some good options out there. You're sitting there at 5, number 5 pick in the draft, and you're the Washington Commanders. Do you trade JD5 and that number 5 pick to move up to 1 and take your QB, whoever,
Absolutely.
if that's Archer, whoever it might be?
Absolutely.
Like that's
Imagine it's a team. Imagine it's a Dallas. What happens if Dak gets hurt? Like Joe Milton's there, but like, okay,
how
Miami say we're not taking Dak Prescott. They're not saying that. Miami wouldn't say I don't want Dak Prescott and their first round 5th pick. But if it's the same thing, if Dallas got Arch Manning, what you're pairing him with, that's what's going to happen. That's the boldest thing. Arch Manning is not going to the worst team in the NFL next year.
No,
he is going to be on a team that has at least a top 15 defense and at least a stud wide receiver.
I think he's going to go to a team that's decently ready.
Yeah.
I mean, Philly could be sitting at the number 5 pick next year, and then they could need to trade up to number 1.
They might not be sitting at 5, but they might, once they get this first and second round pick from New England, a little bit of ammo to move up.
Oh my God, that might be the move. New England, like he has a tank or a terrible year. With AJ Brown, gets like the top 4 pick. They finally can get rid of Jalen Hurts and pick up Arch Manning. Golly, that actually would be terrifying.
Well,
Howie might be constructing.
He's a genius. He's a genius. But I think the rumor is that it's going to be a 2028 first round pick, not a 2027 first round pick. But still, a little bit of ammunition to move up somewhere.
Exactly. Like,
somebody give a little bit of money for Jay Hurts. You know what I mean? That'd be a good round pick. Somebody would.
We don't want Arch going to Philly.
Eli would hate it.
We need Jalen Hurts to stay right where he's at. That's the best. That's exactly what we need. As Dallas Cowboys representative, we need Jalen Hurts to extend that contract.
He's still got 2 more years, I think, on it, or next year or something like that. I think he's got to get paid again here soon.
4 wins we can depend on over the next 2 years.
You're something else, Montana. You're something else.
I'm honestly just glad we're gonna have a good Thanksgiving. It's always questionable.
I hope Dallas
You
gets
told me
beat
you
by
got
40
Lee.
on Thanksgiving, Montana. I usually hope for a good game for the Cowboys. I hope the Eagles stomp them just for that comment you made right then.
The Eagles are not gonna drop 40. They might drop 40, but if they do, Cowboys gonna drop 41. So like, it doesn't matter. Like Dak Prescott, he's a holiday man. Like he eats on
He is definitely on holiday a lot.
before and after the game.
He is usually enjoying his holiday in the summertime extended vacation, that's for sure. He usually takes the holidays around January, February. He marks those calendar off, son. He's out, son. He's usually gone somewhere. He was usually on vacation early in the year.
Touche. Don't worry, it's gonna be a late holiday this year. Definitely a late holiday this year. But we'll tell Jalen all the good places to go. We'll let him know all the good places to go.
Okay, good. Y'all know him.
Boys, fantastic. Pleasure as always. He representing the Eagles heavily. Gotta respect it.
Will not take no Carolina Panther slander, and apparently the Eagles won't let me give Dallas Goddard the business. So
he's got connections. He's got boots on the ground. He's got connections. If you start talking junk, to
multiple
immediately
sources.
DDoS you.
Yeah, he does.
You know those Philly guys. I know a guy. Friends, fans, fam. That's the Den. No credentials, just takes. We appreciate you guys tuning in, checking us out. Boys, a pleasure as always. Don't forget ELE. Everybody love everybody. And next episode, we will hopefully be doing a defensive side breakdown. Cowboys versus Eagles.